Hello everyone, I'm Amy from Amy's Acrylic Artistry. Welcome to my channel. For those of you who are watching, congratulations and thank you so very much for being members on my members only. There's some great perks that I have, this being one of them. I'm going to start showing you how I mix my paints, plus a few extra little behind the scene things. We had our last Christmas yesterday with my mom and dad and my brother and his family, because my nieces are gorgeous little girls, my kids, and we had so much fun. My nieces put tinsel in my hair for New Year's Eve, so I have it on both sides. Look at that. I'm going out tonight and I have a gorgeous dress. I don't usually wear heels. I'm gonna wear heels tonight. I'm gonna do makeup. I'm so excited. So yeah, and the other thing that I got for Christmas, so these are the Crocs that I wear. Look, I even drop paint inside my Crocs and then step in it. And the backs are, there's no tread left on these things. And even with the carpet that I have up here, they slide all over the place. I even have my little nursing, what are these called again? Gibbets. So this is what I wear when I'm up here. My mom got me these for Christmas. Cool, eh? It's like a brand new canvas. So today I'm gonna start wearing these. Should I sell these? Do you guys, are you interested in stuff like this? I know if it was an OnlyFans page, not that I know anything about OnlyFans. My teenage children tend to school me on OnlyFans, and I don't know if I should be scared about that or what, but anyway. All right, so I'm gonna leave my Crocs for when I paint. I'm going to mix up some paints today and I'm gonna talk through the whole process so I won't have any music on. This is my pouring medium. Now it says that it's Artist Loft gloss medium, or pouring medium, but it is a gloss. It says back here on the description that it dries glossy. So what I do with this bottle, you can see that there's the measurements. I have another bottle over there that is actually full of gloss medium, and I have emptied this one. I pour my gloss medium up to this little ridge. So I put that much gloss medium in, and then I fill the rest up to about here-ish with just regular North American floetrol. And I say North American because I'm Canadian, therefore it is not American, it is North American. I'm sorry, that's just me. So you get to see a little bit of a side of me where I'm a little more silly. This is like my comedic side. I try and be a little bit more serious on my channel, but I like being funny. I really like being funny. Okay, so this is my pouring medium. Like I said, it's about, I say 10%, but it's probably even less, maybe 5%. Fill it up to here, because you have to leave some space so that you can mix it after you fill it. I still have quite a bit left in here, so. I am mixing together. I have some leftover paints that I'm going to be using. So I have this is Montmartre Aqua Green. I have Deco Arts Champagne Gold. I know I have that, you can still kind of see though. So this is Deco Arts Copper. This is, I have to mix this one. So those three are mixed. This is leftover, it's just paint in this cup. So we're gonna mix up some Montmartre's Ultramarine Blue. And then I have my Deco Art Pearl, which is a white. And I add in white paint just to brighten it up. So it's still very metallic-y. It's like a pearl white, but it's even brighter with the white. And we're gonna do a, what is it, a 10 by 20 canvas that I have. These paints are on the thicker side, and we're gonna do a multiple ring pour with some tiny little Dixie cups, or whatever kind of cups you wanna call these. So let's get mixing. Okay. Down, 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 down. And I cover my cups with Glad or Glade, however you want to say that, potato. Glade Press and Seal. Love it, it's great. It works so well for so many different things. It's sticky. I know you can get it in the US, you can get it here in Canada. I'm not sure about anywhere else. I would love to hear down in the description where you're from. And yeah. I may actually post this video to all of my viewers as a little bit of a heads up that this is what I'm going to be doing as a members only video. All right, so here is my leftover ultramarine blue paint, like 50 grams. Whoa. 53.7 grams. And then I will just let this all run back down. You can't really see that. We'll let this all run back down. I don't want to scrape it because some of it is dry, and don't want to get clumps. I mix my paints, 1 part paint to 3 parts of my pouring medium. So 50 times, oh, that was a really big chunk. Can you see that? Look at that. Oh, and it went in my cup. What the? Now what do I do? Well, I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix this up and then I'm gonna strain it. Oh, it's so chunky. I've never had that happen. Of course, the day that I record that I'm mixing my paints, everything, have you ever noticed that? Stuff like that happen for you? Okay, so there's my 75 floetrol. This is actually a good little lesson for when you find massive chunks in your paints, because it does happen, what to do. And I will show you what I get from Dollarama here, and I'm sure that any dollar store, because it's a kitchen utensil, it's just one of those tiny little strainers. Now Dollarama, where I am anyway, just switched their strainers, so they're a little bit bigger than what I used to use. Sorry about how I'm talking, I'm concentrating on my paints at the same time. But literally from my house down the main street, Hespler Road, I have access to, what, 3 different Dollaramas? And if I go in the opposite direction away from Hespler Road, there's another 2. So that's 5 Dollaramas within, like, I could probably ride my bike if I wanted to, but I don't, I drive. All right, and this Montmartre paint is always a little bit on the thicker side, so I will add a little bit of water, even though I want my paints on the thicker side. I don't want them, I don't want the blue to be way thicker. Another great tool is just a little squeezy bottle for water. You can do teeny tiny amounts. Here's a fun little fact. being a nurse has actually helped me with mixing my paints. Can anybody think maybe why? Well, in our elderly population, a lot of the patients need to have their meds crushed, and we mix them in applesauce or pudding or even mashed potatoes. I know that sounds really gross, but you want to make sure that you mix your meds in very, very well so that they don't get little clumps of dry, little disgusting tasting medications. So I have had like these little tricks on how to get the meds out of the little edges and corners of my med cups, and it has helped a lot with mixing paint. And this is how I test my consistency. I like to watch to see the mounds. I know everyone is different. Some people set their sticks in the middle and wait to see. Watch, it's not even gonna move. Probably because the cup isn't full, but that stick is not moving. Another one is running off of the edge. You can't really see that with this angle. And waiting until the end to see how it bounces, how the paint bounces off your stick. I don't like that one. That one just doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, let me grab my strainer. I do need to go back to Dollarama and see if they have anything smaller, because the problem with this one is it doesn't fit completely in this 9-ounce cup. It fits perfect in one of my big red Solo cups, but I don't have enough paint. So I'm gonna have to really be careful. And you see how long this handle is? The other thing is, I'm gonna have to set this up here like this so that I can use both my hands. So again, just use whatever works for you. But I'm gonna have to watch to make sure that I don't put too much paint in here. And because it's thick, we're gonna just have to go slow. I definitely recommend doing this if you are using leftover paints, or if you happen to find on a day like today where all of a sudden you're mixing up your floetrol. I'm gonna have to be mindful that this jug or this bottle of pouring medium that I mixed up has some chunks in it. When I mix my pouring medium, the next time that I do it, I will do a video. I strain everything, which is what makes, which I can't speak, which I'm definitely surprised that there was chunks in there. I'm just like baffled. But again, it's that law, right? Where the first time well, maybe not the first time I've done a mixing video, but of course today it's not gonna cooperate. I always kind of scrape off the bottom. I find that it'll help that last little bit of paint come through. Patience is a virtue. Okay. So I have my strainer washed out, and it's metal, so make sure you dry it well or it will rust. This is where Izzy would give us a science lesson on how rust happens. I am not a science person. I mean, maybe I am a science person being a nurse. I had to be at one point. But yeah, that blue looks good. All right, on with the other colors. So we're going to I'm just gonna see what the consistencies of these are like.
That's good. All right. And I'm not gonna, sometimes I switch the cups. I'll transfer the cups, which I know is not good for the environment. I try as much as I can. Yeah, this one is good too. Good. Yeah, that one's good too. A little tip for thickening up paints. If you have gloss gel medium, you can add that into your paints, or you can also let them sit out for a little bit. Just have to be very, very mindful of your time so that they don't dry out. I try not to do that. I have gloss gel, and that's what I will use if my paints are not thick enough. Or you can always add in a little bit more paint as well. That works. And then of course water if you want to thin your paints out. So this is a little bit of the Pearl, the Deco Art Bright Metallics Pearl, and some of the Mont White that I already had mixed up. But because I'm gonna do 4 cups today, I always try and save these pieces of press and seal. Save as many as I can. Use them for as long as I can. Coffee time. I know a lot of artists paint at night, but I am a morning person. I'm up on my days off, usually by 6. Sometimes I sleep till 7, but only on the days where I absolutely need it, and I love the days where I can just let myself sleep till whenever. Okay, so I've got that in there. Sometimes I'll add in something like this after I've mixed up, but I'm gonna just do it ahead of time here. Please feel free to ask any questions down in the comments. Here's another little tip. If you have jars like these Deco Art jars, cover them with press and seal and then put your lid on. I find that if I don't do that and I put the lid on over top on the original jar, it just is too hard to get the lid off. And if you're single like me, or you are, you know, if you paint super late at night and everyone's in bed, or you paint super early and everyone's in bed. Now this one I can't save, as you can see. Anyway, my ADHD got in the way there. If there's no one around to help you open a jar, what are you gonna do? And these Deco Art jars always need to be mixed, and I always try and mix them without scraping the edges. I might, where it's a little bit, where I can tell it's definitely wet, because this jar is fairly full. It's not so bad. If you've ever opened one of these brand new, you'll see that there's like a really thick layer of oil. So you want to make sure that's all mixed in. Okay, so I think if I do 20 and 20, so grams, 20 grams-ish. And now this is pre-mixed white. So I will only add in the amount of medium that I need for, why don't I do that first so I don't confuse anyone. So I put 20 grams in here. And I find that the Deco Art paints are less thick. I don't want to say runny because that just sounds weird. But they're definitely thinner than the tube paints. So I only mix my Deco Art jar paints 2-to-1. So I'm only gonna do 40 grams. Oh, I forgetted, and I should have. Shit balls. Okay, let's see if I can find that. Oh, there it is. Okay. I found a really big chunk. I think there might be one more in here. Let's see if we can find it. One good thing is it's a small amount of paint. So right now I'm not testing the consistency, I'm looking for chunks. Oh, there is one. I don't know if you can see it on the edge there. There, so it's a pearl white that's a lot brighter because of that titanium white, and it doesn't matter what the brand is. I really like the Montmartre paints. They are super cheap on Amazon, and I find that they mix well. The white and the black, if you use them for Dutch pours, thinned out, using them for your base coat, they create a really cool effect, almost like a pearl. Like a pearl pour, which is really cool. And when I mix my satin enamels, it just adds to that cloud effect. I love the Montmartre white. I love the Montmartre paints, period, but the Montmartre white and black. This one's a little bit on the thinner side, which is okay, because it's gonna go in the bottom of my cup and be the last to come out. If you would like to see how I layer my cups and how I create my next piece with these paints I've mixed up, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day and a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!